I'm confused with this. How to approach this type of question? I'm not able
Yeah,
to
okay.
understand what is
Yeah.
written for each A in this type.
Right. Let me explain this, break it down. So let list 1, list 2, list 3, and list 4. So there are 4 non-empty lists, right? So we wish to find the list of elements that are common among all 4 lists. That means I need all the elements that are common in all 4 lists, and I want to put those common elements in a separate list. Okay. So select the correct code fragment that does this, and it is an MSQ. So let's see. Firstly, the procedure is called intersection. Intersection is the name of the procedure. And what is A list and B list? What are these things called inside the parentheses? Anything inside the parentheses, whenever we are defining a procedure, what it is called?
Parameter. Parameter.
Parameter or argument. Right. So we are taking 2 lists as argument, right? A list and B list are my arguments. That means I'll be working on these 2 lists. Now, inside the definition of the function, I am doing what? I'm defining another list called C list, which is empty. Okay. What is this C list going to do? It is going to be that list where I stored the common elements from all 4. Okay. See, whenever you look at this type of a question, right? So initially you can see that this is not even working with 4 lists. So that can be a little difficult to understand. But the thing is that we are using this procedure on 2 lists. Okay. So if we can use this on 2 lists, we can use this on 4 lists also. We just have to break it down 2 lists at a time. Okay. But what is my ultimate goal? My ultimate goal is to find these elements that are going to be entered in the C list. So we know that there has to be a separate list for common elements. That's why C list has to be defined as empty, where I'm going to keep these common elements. Now, I am starting a for each block. Okay. So for each A in A list. Okay, so the team confirmed that the streaming is working now. Okay, so you can check once. Anyway, so for each A in A list, that means for each element, let's say A list is nothing but list 1. Okay. I think it would be better if I could just take a screenshot and write. 1 second. Do you want me to illustrate on this, or the way I'm explaining, is that clear?
Yes,
Ma'am, you can illustrate, ma'am.
It's
That
clear.
will
Ma'am,
be
please
better.
illustrate.
Okay. I think I can get. Wait, let me take a screenshot of this and paste it. Okay, so this is our question. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is our procedure. These are the arguments. Now simply think of A list and B list as nothing but list 1 and list 2.
Ma'am, where are you writing? It's not visible to me.
I'm writing. Okay. Let me share this screen.
Actually, the activity page is visible.
No. I'm actually not sharing this screen. 1 second. Now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
Okay. So A list and B list, just think of it as these arguments are nothing but our first 2 lists, first 2 non-empty lists. Okay. So C list is empty. Okay.
Please tell them to mute.
And just write.
Your voice is not properly audible.
Jayashree, please mute yourself.
Aditya, Jayashree, please mute. I don't know why I don't have the co-host access. Otherwise, I would mute them.
Ma'am, you are audible correctly.
Sorry?
You are audible, ma'am. Someone is saying that you are not audible, but you are audible.
No.
No,
Actually,
ma'am,
people are talking. That's why this issue
yeah,
is
ma'am, that
happening.
time it was an issue. That's why I said. Now
Yeah,
it's
no
okay.
problem. Okay. See, so C list is empty list where we will add common elements. Fine.
Yes.
So now how the for each block is working. So for each A in A list and for each B in B list. So this outer for each is going to iterate through every element in list 1 or A list. Okay.
So we will see
You can
each
take
element in
any
list A and list B.
Yes, in each element in A list. Okay, so this A list and B list can be anything from list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4. That's up to you how you are going, which two lists you are going to take first. Okay, so we have to compare like this, list 1, list 2, then again with list 3, then again with list 4. We have to compare with all the lists to find out the common elements, right? So let's say first I'm comparing with list 1 and list 2. So for each A in A list is basically, this is iterating through all the elements of list 1. Okay, now let's say say list 1 looks like this. Let's take an example here. List 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say list 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So for each A in A list, what is the first element? 1. Okay. Now for 1, we enter what? This nested for each block. For each B in B list. So what is the first element of B list? 2. Now you check, is A equals to B? Tell me yes or no. This is
No.
A, this is B currently.
No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Ma'am.
So I am not going to append it to C list, right? Because it is not a common element. Okay.
Yes,
So I'm
ma'am.
not entering the if block. Now, will you go to the outer iteration or will you go to the next inner iteration?
Ma'am, next in iteration.
Next iteration.
Next
Next
inner.
in iteration.
Very good. So second option. Now, this is still A. 1 is still A. But B changes to what? 4 now. Okay. So again, I am checking. So is it matching? No.
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 Similarly, I will check for 6 and 8. But it is not matching.
Yes, ma'am.
So nothing is at the end of all the iterations in inner for each block, right? At the end of all the iteration in inner for each, for the first element in outer for each block, we have no matches. So C list is still empty. Now we go to the next iteration in this outer for each block. Which element am I going to pick? 2,
2.
right? Now for 2, for each, now you have to again iterate through list 2 completely. So 2. Now again, for each B in B list. So first element is 2. So is 2 equals to 2? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Now in C list, I'm going to append 2 because 2 is a common element.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other matches I will find for 2? No.
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 Okay. So again, for outer iteration, now I go to this element. For 3 also, I won't find any matches in list 2. So C list still contains only 2. Now the last element in the outer for each or list 1 is 4. For 4, the first iteration will have is 4 equals to this 2? No.
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 Next iteration is 4 equals to this 4? Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to add it to C list. Again, for 6 and 8, there are no matches. And now I have exhausted all the elements in for each block A, right?
Yes.
That means A list,
Yes.
all the iterations I've completed. So now at the end of iteration, I'm going to return C list. C list is now containing what? 2 and 4.
4.
And
So
ma'am,
these are
if
what?
C
Common
list
elements.
and ma'am, if C list equal to A double plus C list, it is written, then we have to write it 4 2.
Yes. If it is written in reverse, then you have to write 4.
Okay.
Okay. So 2, 4 at the end of execution. Now let's go to the options. Mute yourself. Please mute. Don't do this.
சொல்றா என்னமா
Who is this person?
Naresh Verma.
Naresh.
Naresh Verma, please mute yourself. It's very irritating. I've asked them to make me co-host. I don't know what's wrong.
ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை நீ ஏன் காலேஜ்
Just give me a second, okay? I'll ask them again to make me co-host. This is very irritating.
Yes, ma'am. Otherwise, we also can't attend properly.
கொடுத்தாலும் இல்லைன்னா திங்கலாம் அவ்வளவுதான் வச்சுக்கிட்டா இல்லைங்க பைத்தியக்கார் ஆ ஆமா. ம். இத்தனை நாள் இல்ல, இப்பதான் ஞாபகம் வருதாங்க. வேறலாம் ஒண்ணு இப்பதான் ஞாபகம் வருதா என்ன இருக்கு? ஆ, ஆ, ஆ. ம்.
I don't know why in every class there are people doing this thing in
Ah.
foundation level. When you're in a class, you're supposed to mute yourself unless you have anything to say. But there are always people doing the same thing.
அவ்வளவு நீ
Don't face any
கேட்டாலும்
of
இல்ல
these
என்ன வேணா
issues in
பண்ணிக்கொண்டு
diploma
வேண்டியது.
level.
Do you able to remove him or what?
ஆ,
So currently I'm not getting a response.
ஆ.
So there is
சரி,
nothing I can do about
கூப்பிடுறேன்.
this unless this person mutes themselves.
இல்ல வை வேணா வாங்க, எங்க போக போகுது. பார்க்கலாம், இருந்தா
One of
பார்க்கலாம்,
guys
இல்லைன்னு
is
இல்ல, அவ்வளவு என்னன்றது.
host. You are host, right?
மணிபது மணிதே తెలుసు.
I do
Naresh,
not have the host.
Naresh, could you mute your mic? Naresh,
Okay, I think they have muted.
Ma'am,
Yeah, I think it's okay now.
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I have a doubt, not regarding this question, but about the course. So, can I ask right now or in the end of lecture?
Just wait till the end. Okay, let's finish the question first. Or right after this question, you can ask. Okay.
Now you are the co-host.
Have I got the access? Oh, yes.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
I'm co-host. Okay. So I'm going to mute everyone now. Okay. So please don't unmute yourselves again.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's look at the options. So the first option is what? Basically, now they're asking us that we wish to find the elements that are common in all four lists. So select the correct code fragment that does this. So which of the code fragments will give me that? So let's take the first option. So list 1, 2. List 1, 2 is what? It is doing this procedure on list 1 and list 2 first. Okay. So if I do it on list 1 and list 2, then I get the common elements in lists 1 and 2. Then again, it is doing the same procedure on lists 3 and 4. So now I have got what? Common elements in list 3 and list 4. Okay. So I have saved these common elements from list 1 and 2 in list 1, 2. Okay. Because it is what? It is returning C list. So C list is getting stored in this list 1, 2. Again, the C list for intersection of list 3 and list 4 is getting stored in list 3, 4. Now, finally, if I want to find common from all four, so I have to find an intersection between the result of these two, right? 1, 2, and 3, 4.
Yes.
So I am finding intersection of list 1, 2 and list 3, 4. So ideally, this should be 1. Okay. Okay, let's just check this. Okay. So this is ideally, the first one is going to work. Now let's look at the second one. It is doing what? It is taking first list 1, 3. Okay, list 1, 3 is storing what? When the C list is returned, it is going to store the common elements between lists 1 and 3. And list 2, 4 is storing what? Common elements between lists 2 and 4. Now list 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this doing? Intersection of lists 1, 3 and list 2, 4. So this should also be correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. See, 1, 3 and 2, 4. So this is also correct. Now this one. This is forming intersection first in lists 1 and 2. So list 1, 2 is having all the common elements between lists 1 and 2. Next, list 2, 3 is having what? Again, common elements between list 3, 2 and 3. But what is the problem here? We are never checking for list 4, right? Because
Yes.
direct here, see list 1, 2, 3, 4 in the third line, intersection of list 1, 2 and 2, 3. Where is the intersection for list 4? So that's missing. That means I don't know what are the common elements that are also present in list 4. So this option is wrong.
Wrong.
Is this clear why this is wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Common
Because because we are see,
Yes, ma'am.
there are two intersections. In these two intersections, we are once finding between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So it should ideally be between all four lists, right? So 2 is getting repeated. Instead of 2, if I had between 3 and 4, then it will be okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this one is wrong. Now the last option is doing list 1, 2. That is intersections between list 1 and 2. And
Yes.
the intersection that we found between lists 1 and 2, with that I am finding an intersection with list 3. That means whatever are the common elements in lists 1 and 2, I am checking if those elements are also found in list 3 or not. Right? So now I'm finding between lists 1, 2 and list 3. That is stored in list 1, 2, 3. Now ultimately in list 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm finding an intersection between 1, 2, 3 and list 4. So this also works. So see, there are two different ways of doing this. One thing I can do is find intersection between two lists like we did in the first two options, between 1, 2, between 3, 4, and then merge them together. Then in the second option, we did between 1, 3, between 2, 4, and then again merge them together. Now in the last option, we are finding first between 1 and 2. Then 1 and 2 along with 3. And at the end, 1, 2, 3 together in a list and then along with 4. Okay, so this option is also correct. So there are 3 correct options here. Any doubts till now?
No, understood.
Ma'am,
Yes.
please can you
Can
explain
you
last
conclude
option?
Last concept of ma'am. Last option.
Last
Last
option.
option.
Okay. Let's do last option. See. Let me take an example. Can you see this Word document?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's take a list 3 and a list 4. Okay. So let's say list 3 has 5, 7, 2, 4, and list 4 has 9, 8, 4. Okay, these are the 4 lists. So first we found list 1 and list 2. C list was returning 2, 4. Correct. Now, what is this option saying? This option is saying after I found the intersection between list 1 and 2, that I am storing in list 1, 2. And with that list 1, 2, I am going to find intersection of list 3. So let's do that in our example, what we will get. So list 1, 2 is having this C list, which is basically 2 and 4. With this list 1, 2, I am going to find the intersection of list 3, which has 5, 7, 2, 4. So after I run these two as the arguments for my procedure intersection, what will the C list contain at the end? Anyone? Between these two
List
lists, I'm
1,
finding
2,
intersection.
Two,
What
four.
will I have?
2, 4.
2,
2,
4.
4. So
4.
this I am storing where? In list, according to the option, list 1, 2, 3, I'm calling it.
Yes, ma'am.
So list 1, 2, 3 has 2 and 4. Okay.
Yes.
Now I am going to compare this list 1, 2, 3 with list 4. And list 4 in our example has what? 9, 8, 4, 2. Okay. Now intersection between these two will again return a C list in this procedure, right? That C list will contain again what? 2 and 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is now stored where? In list 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is ultimately the answer of common elements of all 4 lists. This is your option D. Clear now?
Ma'am, can you please explain third option with respect to this example?
Yeah, sure.
Third option.
See, third option, what we did, first we found the same thing between lists 1 and 2. So list 1, 2 we found, up to this everything is same. Okay. Now instead of comparing this list 3 with list 1, 2, what we did is we did an intersection between list 2 and list 3. So list 2 contained what? List 2 has 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. And list 3 has
2, 4.
5, 7, 2, 4. Now, if I did an intersection between these two, okay, I'm calling it list 2, 3. What will this contain? Again?
2, 4.
2, 4.
2, 4.
2, 4.
Okay. Now with this, I'm doing what? Finding intersection between, wait, let me find the option. So now I'm finding intersection between lists 1, 2 and 2, 3.
Yes.
So this is list 2, 3 and this is list 1, 2. Now the thing is that if I find an intersection between these two, I will again get what? 2, 4. Now for
2, 4.
this question, this example that I took, this answer is correct. But imagine if this happened, okay, that list 4 has some element, okay. Maybe there are some common elements which are present in list 3 and 4 or 2 and 4. So those common elements are never getting compared. In this example, this is working, okay, but there can be other examples. Wait, let me see if I can find another sample. Yeah, so the main point here is that since list 4 is never getting compared until the last minute, so what we are comparing? We are first comparing lists 1 and 2. So common from 1 and 2, and then common from 2 and 3. But we are never checking the common elements from list 4. So it can happen that list 4, say if list 4 didn't have 2 and 4. Okay. In this case, it does. Let's say I am defining a separate list 4. Okay. A separate list 4, maybe it has 9, 8, 7, 6. These are the elements. Okay. List 1, 2, and 3 are same, and this is list 4. Okay. So list 1, 2 will give me this. List 2, 3 will also give me this. 2, 4. And in this option, in the end, list 1, 2, 3, 4 is containing what? Intersection between 1, 2 and 2, 3. That is this and this. So this will give me 2, 4. But is 2, 4 anywhere present in list 4?
No.
Because it is never checking with list 4. So it will take those elements also which are common in list 1, 2, 3, but not in 4. Understood?
But why we are writing that 4 with 1, 2, 3 in list?
It is just a name. See, I think it was given in the option.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Understood.
it is just a name of the list. Okay.
Okay.
So what will be the problem here is that it is just finding the common elements between the first 3 lists. It is not checking with the fourth list, but it is giving it as answer. So that is wrong. We have to check with 4 list also, that 2 and 4 should also be present in list 4, right? So even if it is not present in list 4, it will still give 2 and 4 as answer, which is wrong. Clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But,
Everyone?
we have this example. We are assuming that list 4 will not contain the common elements. But
Yes. See, if I went with the previous example where list 4 was 9842, right? If I went with this example, then this code works. But I have to find a code that works for all, na? I can't find for particular examples. My code should work for all 4
No,
lists.
but in that option, the example was not given, like elements were not given.
Yes,
How
it
we
is
can
not
identify?
given. It is not given. That is why you have to find the generalized case, which works for all kinds of lists.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the logic here? The main logic is that common elements from all 4 means there should be intersection between all 4 lists. So you have to check the option where there is intersection between list 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care in which order they are getting intersected. I have to make sure that all 4 lists are involved. But in option 3, list 4 is not involved in any of the intersections. Okay, that's why it's wrong. That means for the list 4, it will never check which elements are in common. It is just taking common from the first 3 lists. Okay. What other activity question? Anything? 5.4, 5.5, anything?
Could you please explain 5.5 first question?
5.5 first question.
Yeah.
One sec. This one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So what is the question saying? It is saying let L be a list and length of L is what? This function does what? Returns number of elements in L, that is the length of the list. So if my list has 3 elements, it will return 3, right? First of L returns what? First element from L. If the list is 146, then it will return 1. Rest of L does what? It returns the list after removing the first element. So if my list is 146, it will return 46. You all are familiar with first, rest, init, all of these, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So these 3 informations are given. Now consider the given procedure. The procedure is saying what? Okay, let me take a screenshot and we'll break it down. Not able to. I think I have to take a blank document for it. Okay. Can you see?
No, ma'am, you have not shared your screen.
No, ma'am.
Now?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's check what the procedure is doing. So these 3 everyone knows. Now procedure is in order. This is what the name of the procedure. We are taking list L as an argument. This can be any list. First step, what we are doing, while length of list L is greater than equals to 2. So this while loop will run till when the length is greater than or equal to 2. If the length becomes 1, then it will stop, right? Now, what is the first step inside the while loop? Element 1, this is a variable, okay? This will contain what? First of list L. That is, this element 1 is going to contain the first element from list L. Rest list will contain what? Rest of the elements of list L. Element 2 will contain first element of the rest list. That is basically second element of the original list. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's take this example only that they have given 146. So firstly, tell me, element 1 will contain what? First
Greater
element.
than 2.
Ma'am, 1.
Okay. Rest list will contain what? Tell me.
4. 1, 4.
4.
4 and 6.
Yeah, ma'am. 4 and 6.
And element 2 will contain what? First of rest list. That means first element of this list. That is 4.
4.
Okay. Now what am I checking in step 6? If element 1 is less than element 2, then return false. So in this case, element 1 is what? 1. And element 2 is what? 4. Okay, let's not write it like this. One sec. What is the eraser? Okay, leave it. No problem.
Yes, ma'am, we understood.
See, this is 1, this is 4. Okay, don't write it in list form. Just write it normal elements.
Yes.
Better understanding. So if element 1 is less than element 2, so 1 is less than 4, yes or not?
Yes.
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 So return false. Okay. If not, then you will not return false and you will continue with this step. If, okay, tell me, once I issue a return statement, do I need to continue with the rest of the code after that?
No.
So if element 1 is less than element 2, what will I do?
We have to reset the list.
I will not move along with the rest of the list, right? I will just
Yes.
end it here, return false. If it is not, then I will do this step. That is, L will
list.
contain rest list. So L will, if this was not true, then L will contain what? 4 and 6. right? Okay, so now let's see the actual question, what it is asking. Is the pseudocode clear to everyone? So tell me, when will the list return true? When will this procedure return true?
When element 2
One
is
will
greater
be-
than element less than
Yes.
element 1.
So let's take an example. Okay,
Number one should not be greater
let's
than
say
4, then
this
how
list
it
is
will
in this order. Okay, let's see what happens now. So this is the list L given to you. Okay, what is, okay, let's do step by step. So what is the second step? While length is greater than equal to 2, length is 3 right now. So I will enter the while block. Okay, now quickly tell me, what is element 1?
6.
6,
What is rest list?
4 and
4 and 1.
1.
4 and 1.
4 and 1. And what is element 2?
4.
4. Good. Now, is element 1 less than element 2?
No,
No, ma'am.
it returned
No.
true.
That means this if block I will not enter. I will come to this statement. So now L contains what? Rest list. That is
Rest list.
4 and 1. Okay.
1.
So this is okay. Next, I will go to the next iteration. So now, what is the length of L? 2. Right?
2. Yes.
This is L. So will I have another iteration or not?
Yeah, you will.
This is
Because it is
greater than equal to.
Equal to, yeah.
That means for 2 also, length 2 also, I will have another iteration. So let's see in this iteration what happens. What is element 1 now?
4.
What is rest list?
4. 1.
1.
1. What is element 2?
1.
1.
1. I'm sorry, let's not write this, just 1. Okay. So is 4 less than 1? No.
No.
So I will go to this statement again. What is L now? Rest list, that is
1.
1.
1.
Okay. Now what is the length of L? 1. Will I
1.
have any more iterations?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No,
So I will
ma'am,
just
no,
return
ma'am.
true. I will return true. Is this clear how it is working, this procedure?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that is-
Now
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
check the actual question, what it is asking. Wait, let me share again. So the question is asking, let LOI be a list of positive integers. Then is in order LOI will return true if. When will it return true? If the elements are in descending order, we just saw.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if it is in descending order, then it will
Descending order.
never be possible for element 1 to be less than element 2.
Less than element.
Because the
Yes.
list is in descending order. So as we
Yes,
move
yes.
to the right, we'll find smaller elements, right? So it is in descending order. If the conditional statement in line 6 is replaced with element 1 is greater than element 2, then when will it return true? If elements are in
Ascending.
Ascending order.
ascending order.
Ascending order.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
the conditional in line 6 is replaced with equals to, then when will it return true?
Equal.
Unique.
Unique. Equal.
Let's see. Let me solve
They
this.
would be unique, I think.
Unique, yeah, equal, ma'am.
Yeah, the answer is unique, but like I'm not getting how.
Okay,
Why
okay,
would
let's
be-
solve it. No problem. Let's solve it.
Yes, ma'am.
So L is having what? Let's take the list they took, for example, 1, 4, 6. Okay. And just this condition has changed from less than to equal. So first iteration. Again, quickly, element 1 is what? 1. Rest list is what? 4,
4 and
6.
6.
Element 2 is 4.
4.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So it is the, yes.
I'm having a doubt in element 2 equal to first of rest list. Can you say what is that first of rest list?
Yes. 1 second.
We have to write other element except the first element.
See, this is the original list, right? Rest means what? Everything except the first element, right? So 4 and 6. Up to this, is it clear? Rest list.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you want to find the first of rest list, that means the first of this list. So what is the first element here? 4.
4.
That is stored in your element 2. Okay. First of
Yes,
rest
ma'am.
list is nothing but the first element in the rest list.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, yeah. So now my condition is now checking, is element 1 equals to element 2? That means is 1 equals to 4? No. Right? So I will not return
Yes.
false.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Remember, everything else is same. So if it is equal, only then enter the if block. It's not equal, so I will not enter the if block. I will do what? L equals to rest list. That means L is now what? 4, 6. Okay.
Yes.
Similarly, for the second iteration, see, length is still 2. That means one more iteration possible. So now element 1 is what? Element 1 is 4. Rest list is 1. I'm sorry, rest list is 6. And element 2 is what?
6.
4, 6. So that's this is rest of first of rest. Okay. So 6 again. Now again check, is 4 equals to 6? No. So
No.
again we won't return false. Instead L will be rest of L. That is rest of this.
6.
So what will it contain?
6.
Rest list 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Now length has become 1, so no more iterations. That means I will return true. That means whenever I have all unique elements, I will have true. If I have even 2 elements which are same, right? If I had 1, 1, 6, then it will return true or false.
False.
Because element 2 and element 1 will match in that case. So in line 7, I have to return false. So what is the answer? Which option?
Unique.
Unique.
Ma'am, actually, unique won't work. If we give the list as 464, that will be accepted.
4, 6, 4. Wait. 4, 6, 4. You're saying this is the list, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So in this case, for the first iteration, element 1 is 4. Rest list is 6, 4. And element 2 is 6. So 4 is not equal to 6. So L will be rest list, that is 6, 4. Okay. In second iteration, element 1 is what? 6. Rest list is 4. And element 2 is what? Again 4. So 6 and 4. Again, are they equal? No. So it will return true. Okay. That means all the elements have to be equal, right? In case for it to return false.
No, ma'am. Only
Let me check
adjacent.
one
Ma'am, it
second.
will
I think
not work.
adjust
Hello, ma'am.
like 2 elements, it should be
Yeah, ma'am.
compared.
Actually, it is comparing only the adjacent elements, not other elements, ma'am.
Wait. What are the options given to us? So, but that kind of option is not given here. I think unique is going to be the answer here because see, you have to check among the options that are given to you, right? Not the possibilities. Just check for the options. First option is saying what?
Understood.
Wait.
Ascending.
Uh,
It's not
can you
possible. Neither
can you see
descending.
the screen where the question I'm showing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. So here you have to check according to option. You are correct. It will take for 464 also, it will return true. But what are your options given to you? Elements of list I are in ascending order? No. Okay. There is nothing to do with ascending or descending order. Mainly these two options, first and second options, you can eliminate just by looking because we know that since I'm checking for equal, I need to see if the last two options, that is either they're equal or they're unique. It doesn't have to do anything with order, right? So if they're equal, if all elements are equal, then obviously first and second elements, the moment they become equal.
நான் போய் வீடியோ பார்த்துட்டு அசைன்மெண்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
Wait, let me mute. Yes. So if you go to option D, That is, all elements of LOI are equal. That means if the moment the first and the second element are equal, it will return false and the execution will end there, right? But if all of them are unique, then it will never return false. But of course, if there are two values which are same, but one value which is not, like we just saw in that example 464, so for these lists it will return true. But if all elements are unique, then in that case also it will return true. So for the options that are given to you, option C is going to be correct.
May I ask one
Is
question?
this clear?
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
May I ask one question?
Yeah.
And what if we change the conditional statement by else one is not equal to else two? Then elements of LOI are equal would be the right answer.
If they are not equal, that is element 1 is not equal to element 2.
Yes, sir.
So when will it return true then? If all
Then
the
it will
elements
be
are equal?
ascending or descending also, right?
No, see, here order doesn't matter. I'm checking what? I'm checking equals. That means I'm checking whether two elements are equal or not. So I have to see for the last two options. First two options you can discard just by looking at them because order doesn't matter here.
Yes, ma'am.
Here I have to check whether they're unique or equal. Now someone is saying if element 1 is not equal to element 2, then what will happen? So if element 1 is not equal to element 2, then I return false. So if all elements are equal, then this will never happen. In that case, elements of LOI are equal. Only then I will get true.
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, can you explain the difference between unique and equal?
Equal means what? All elements are duplicate. If I say all the elements in list is duplicates, or all elements are equal, that means 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3, this type of lists. Okay. And unique means none of the two elements are same. So it can be 1 2 3 or that 1 4 6 example we took. It means all elements are unique. There are no duplicates. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other question from
I have a
activity?
doubt. Could you please go to your board that you discussed just now?
Yeah. 1 second.
Ma'am, you just now said that the all elements are different. So
Hmm.
how this condition will return to them? Like element element
No,
1 will be
see,
equal
someone
to
was
element 2. How?
asking if the
Right.
if condition is changed from equal to this.
No.
That is-
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the actual question, like element 1 is equal to element 2.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
you just now said that unique means all the elements are different from each other, right? So
Correct.
how it will return to the like how will get that element 1 is equal to element 2 in that case? We cannot get it, right?
No, see, where is the
We were
true
getting
condition?
because
It is at the
we were
end.
getting in the case of like 464, that one, where two elements were same, right?
No, that is okay, but it will also return true if all the elements are different. See,
Okay.
if two elements are same, then it will return false. I want to check if when it returns true. So if all elements are different, then for no two elements, this equal to thing will work, right? Whenever we compare, it won't match. So I won't return false. For all unique elements in the list, it will always return true. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
someone said this example 464. Instead of this, if I had 446, then it will return false because element 1 and element 2 will match. Right?
Yeah.
Understood now?
Understood. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My doubt is here. The reason I requested is the very first column when you're talking about element 1 is 4, and the rest of element the thing is 1, and element 2 again is here kind of it's not the case that it becomes empty because that the list is almost over now.
I'm
Because,
sorry.
like,
Can you explain your question?
Okay, so the thing is, I mean, just a clarification. When we are talking about when the elements are decreasing, when there are three elements, then when we are talking about element 1, then the rest of element will be the second and third element there, and the element 2 will be the first element. And when it comes for the second round, there are only 2 elements there in the list. So when it comes for the element 1, the first will come, and for the rest of the, I mean, that round is also 2 will also, when it comes for the final element, the third one, the element 1 takes that single element, whereas the rest of the list will be empty, right? How it can be the same one?
I'm still pretty confused. Wait, let me take an example. You tell me what your question is.
Okay, the same.
So, see, if this, you want in ascending or descending?
Either way is fine. I mean, three.
Okay. So let's do 1, 4, 6. Now,
Yeah.
what is the
So
question?
the element 1 will be 1 here. The rest of the list will
Right.
be 4 and 6.
So this is first iteration. Okay. So
First
element
iteration.
element 1 is 1. Yes.
And the
Rest
second
list is what?
iteration,
4, 6.
4, 6. And the
And
element 2 will be
element
6.
2 is 4.
6 here. Sorry.
4, right? First
Sorry,
of
4.
rest list. That means this one.
That's 4. And when you come
Okay.
for the second iteration,
Yes. When you go to the second iteration, then what happens? Now, if this is not false, okay, if I don't return false after checking whatever condition is in the if block, if it is not false, then that means if block condition is not satisfied, then L will be rest list. That means L is now 4, 6.
okay.
Okay. Now second iteration, element 1 is what? 4.
4.
Rest list is 6.
Yes.
And element 2 is also 6.
This
Okay.
is what I want to know that, because when you are talking about the rest of the list, you are saying 6 is the one. But when you come for the element of 2, because in the previous case, the element of 2 was the first. Okay, the one.
Yes. So in this case, what happens? Only one element is in your rest list. So the first of this and last of this is both 6.
Okay, so nowhere the element 2 will become empty, is it?
No. See, after this iteration, list, the length of the list becomes 1. So there will be no more iterations. So if your list has only 3 elements, then it will have only 2 iterations. Okay. Now, if you have a bigger list, then obviously there are going to be more iterations, more comparisons.
Ma'am, after 6, we are taking 6 into a second iteration, a rest list will be empty.
Yeah, now if you see, if this is done, okay. Now if the if condition is not, if the if condition is not satisfied, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If it is not satisfied, then L will be what? Rest. So rest of this is what? Nothing. Empty list.
Empty list. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. But one second. L is rest list. So L will be 6 after this iteration. If condition doesn't work, that means there is still one element. But since the length of this becomes 1, so you cannot have any further iterations. See, L is not rest of rest list. It is just rest list. That means it is this list. If condition is not satisfied, L is assigned to this list, rest list.
Okay, ma'am, understood. Ma'am, so ma'am,
Yeah, go on. You're asking anything?
yeah, sorry. Actually, I wanted to ask, what if there would have been like a condition, जहाँ पे L should be like less than or equal to 1.
Length of L.
Yeah, so like we'll continue the iteration.
Yeah, if it is
in
the
that
condition
case,
is greater than equal to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. In
No,
that case,
so
again there will
so in that case, element 1 restless and element 2 will be same, right?
in the rest list. Yes. There is only one element, right? You cannot see.
So
If there
like
is
we'll
one more
consider that.
iteration, let me show you. If there is one more iteration, that means if I'm changing my while condition from greater than equal to 2 to greater than equal to 1, in that case another iteration is possible. So if I do that iteration, then element 1 will be what? 6. Rest list will contain what? Empty. So element 2 will be what? Nothing. I don't have an element 2 because element 2 is what? First of rest list. Rest list is empty. Right?
Yeah.
So you do not have anything to compare element 1 with. So obviously we will not give you such problems where this type of thing will occur.
Actually, I was just curious about that. That's
Yeah,
why
no problem. So is this clear?
Yeah.
Understood, right, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Understood.
Any
Thank you
more
so much.
question? Activity? Any more?
I had it out from 5.7.
5.7. Okay.
5.7.
Which question?
Wait. Fourth question, I guess.
Fourth question.
Yeah, fourth.
So this one, right?
Yeah.
So let L be a list as shown below and A equals to F be a true statement. Then choose the correct options. Okay. So let me
Actually, I
again.
had a doubt in that, like A equals to F.
Yeah, this is just a true statement. It's nothing. Wait, I'll explain. Let me paste this in a Word doc. So false and true statements I can define. That is all right.
Ma'am, that is member L, I think, right?
Sorry?
The true or false scenario we saw in member L.
F is true. If A is equal to F, then that is true.
So, ma'am, I'm saying we study what function for list. That is member. Last one. So, is that the function followed here in this question?
Which function? Member function.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, let me check. Let's see what the question is saying. I haven't checked it yet.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, can you see the Word doc? Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's see. Let L be a list as shown below. This is list L. So list L is what? It is a list of lists, right? That means each element is also a list in itself. And it is given that A equals to F is a true statement. So wherever this occurs, A equals to F, this is considered to be true. Then choose the correct options. So which of these are correct? It is, see, there are box patterns. Means it is an MSQ. It is also mentioned here, MSQ. So more than one correct is possible. So list L has what? First element is what? 2M Chennai, 4F Madurai, 11M Bengaluru, and 10F Chennai. So what is my true statement? A equals to F. If I get this, right? So what is the first option? A equals to first of rest of L. So let's start with the innermost rest. Okay. So what is this rest of L giving me? Tell me. What is the innermost rest of L going to give me?
4F Madurai. 11M Bangalore.
Of L.
Rest of L means all of these, right?
Yes, ma'am. Leaving the first one.
Leaving the first one, all these three lists. Okay. Now it is asking what? First of rest of L. So first of this. That will give me what? This.
Madurai, ma'am.
4F Madurai. Clear? Now it is asking rest of this thing. So rest of this will give me what?
F and Madurai.
F and Madurai.
Yes.
And finally, first of this. First of this is what? F.
F.
So A equals to F, which is
Yes,
true.
ma'am.
So first option is correct.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I have to check is that wherever A is equal to F, where I'm getting that. Okay.
Yeah.
So second one, again, rest of L is giving these three. Yeah, go on.
I got the idea how to do. I got the idea how to do that. You
Okay,
can
so you
proceed
can
with the
solve
next
the
question.
rest of these, I think.
Yeah.
For this question, I think all four will work. Just
Yes, ma'am.
check it once. I think all four
Yes,
is
ma'am.
correct.
Yes, ma'am. True, ma'am.
I'll check it.
Yes, ma'am. All four is
Yeah. Okay. So I think there's no need to discuss this question further. Any other activity questions?
Ma'am,
Okay, so
activity
Yes, ma'am. Can you
5.6.
please, ma'am, activity 5.7.
5.6 again question, ma'am.
okay, let's finish 5.7 first, then I'll again go back to 5.6. What is 5.7?
Last question.
5.7 first and second questions.
First and second.
And the last one, the fifth one.
Okay. 1 second. No? First and second is from this one pseudocode only, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't think.
Yes.
Wait. This one. Can you see the new pseudocode from scores dataset?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what you're asking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what the pseudocode is doing. Firstly, paired list is what? An empty list. Next, while table 1 has more rows. That means while there are more cards present in table 1. Read the first card in table 1. If x dot mathematics marks, that is the maths marks of the card that you just picked, is greater than the physics marks scored by the same person, then you will append this x dot maths and x dot physics. That is list within a list to where this paired list.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? That means each element of paired list is what? A list inside a list.
List
Clear?
inside a list.
Yes, ma'am.
And if it is not, that is if the person has scored less in maths than physics, then you have to just add it in the reverse order, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Means first physics marks, then maths marks, and then
Yes,
move
ma'am.
it to table 2. So I am basically creating a list of maths and physics marks for all students, correct? Now
Yes.
let's see what the question is asking. Okay. So the question is saying, what will first of pair list represent at the end of execution? Okay. So what are the options? Mathematics marks of the student in first row of table 1.
Yes,
Physics
ma'am.
marks of the student in first row of table 1. Mathematics marks of the student in the first row of table 1 if maths marks is more than physics marks.
Physics marks. Yes, option C.
Okay, I think this option is correct.
Yeah.
And physics marks of the student in the first row of table 1 if physics marks is right. So these two.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, it depends on your card. Whether if the first card that you pick, if the person has scored greater in mathematics than physics, then the first of first will give what? The maths marks, because that will come first. And if he has scored more in physics, then physics is the first element in that list, right? So physics marks will be the first thing you get. Do you need me to take an example, or do you understand this?
No, ma'am. I understood.
Understand, ma'am.
Okay. Second question is what? It is saying, what will first of paired list, that is the same thing, represent at the end of execution if maths and physics marks of student in first row are same? Okay. So if they are same, then what will happen? It will go to the else part. Okay. See, if condition, if it is wrong, that means if maths and physics is equal, then obviously maths is not greater than physics, right?
Yeah,
so it will go to where? It will go to else part. Okay. So it will enter physics first and then maths in the element.
Yes.
So it will be what? Physics marks of the student in first row of table 1. The main thing here is that the if condition is getting violated.
This statement first of pair list.
One second. Let me mute others.
Please explain this. What is the meaning of this first of pair list?
Yeah, just tell me the question one more time, please.
Please tell me about this. What is this meaning first of pair list?
Okay, firstly, do you understand what are the elements of paired list looking like? Elements will look like this.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
That means elements are lists among themselves. Each element is a list. So if I take first of the pair list, then I will get a list like this, maths and physics.
Yes.
Okay. Then first of that list will be the first element. So either the maths marks or the physics marks.
Physics marks.
Okay. So the second question is asking that what will this represent at the end of execution, this first of pair list, if both marks are same for the student? Okay. in the first card that you picked, if the student has scored say 80 in both maths and physics, then what will happen? When it goes to this if condition, this condition will be violated because maths marks is not greater than physics, so it will automatically go to the else part. And what will be added? Physics marks first, then maths marks. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So you will basically get the physics marks of the student in the first row. Clear?
Okay. Yes.
What else? Which question from 5.7? Someone was asking, I think, the last question, right?
The last question. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this one. Let's again break this pseudocode down first. Okay, before I do this, how was your exam? Quiz 1 qualifier?
Very nice, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was great.
good.
Question was very easy.
Except the next all subject were easy.
Okay, good.
Maths was
So,
not.
so CT, so far everyone has been finding it all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
It was easy, ma'am.
Yeah. So
I hope
one
the coming
thing,
week will be same, or it's going to.
nah, coming weeks are going to be a bit difficult, obviously.
Even
See,
revision session helped
We can
us
see it
more.
already.
Ma'am, we did not get enough day for completing week 5 because of
when
this.
is the your date
Tomorrow.
for sub?
Tomorrow, ma'am.
Ma'am, 15,
Tomorrow.
15.
And ma'am, for week 6, it is Wednesday. So,
And for week 6,
so
yes, it's Wednesday. It's
No,
matlab,
no, week 5, when it is the last date?
tomorrow.
Week by
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, the week
Tomorrow.
six, the coming
And for
Wednesday.
week 6, when is it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
17.
Wednesday.
Sunday.
Okay, no issue. See, we will at least have one session before Wednesday, that is on Monday. So today we will be finishing this. No problem. In Wednesday session, I'm sorry, in Monday session, whoever is taking it, you can ask them to cover at least all the theory. Okay.
I have a question. In the CT now, you said like it's going to be a bit difficult coming days. It's going to get tough. Is there a point that we will be asked to write the pseudocode fully?
No. See, in no part of CT, you will actually have to write any code. Okay. You just have to decode. The code will be given to you. Maybe we will ask you to fill in the blanks with some pseudocode. But
which are
that
there
also
in
you have to
the-
pick from the options only. You don't have to write anything yourself.
Ma'am, we have to write code when we will learn Python.
Right. So the first programming course is your Python, then you have Java, you have C programming.
Okay, ma'am.
Everything is there. So
Python
in
will start from diploma level or like the foundation one?
No, Python is in foundation only. Java is in diploma and C programming is in degree. Okay.
How many languages do we learn in this 4-year course?
These 3 are the main languages. Other than that, you will be having that system commands course. So there you will be learning some machine level code.
Okay. Do we learn web development also?
Yes, MAD 1, MAD 2 courses are there in diploma level, and you will also have DBMS course, right? There also you'll learn SQL programming.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so let's do this question now. So what is the value of ID list at the end of execution of following pseudocode? So first, this is my list. It is the same list that we are using till now, list of lists. So ID list is what? An empty list. Okay, I need to understand what will ID list store at the end. Okay. So what is length of list? As long as length of list L is greater than 1, these iterations will continue. So what is the current length of list? L?
4.
4. Okay. So length of L is 4 initially. So while length L is greater than 1, so 4 is greater than 1, first iteration. X is what? Okay, I'll write the iterations one by one. This is the first. Okay. So X is first of L. What is first of L?
M
2.
Chennai.
M.
And
Chennai. Okay. Next, M is containing what? Rest of L. Rest of L is all of these 3. I'm not writing it.
Yeah, 4, 11, and 10.
Okay. Then again, one more while loop. This is while within while. Okay. So these are nested while loops. So while length of M is greater than 0. What is length of M currently?
3.
3. So it will enter this while block because 3 is greater than 0.
Yeah.
So inside the nested while. Okay. What am I doing? Y is first of M. What is first of M?
4F Madurai.
Madurai.
4F Madurai. Okay. Next, if last of X is not equal to last of Y and first of rest of X is not equal to last of init of Y. Okay. So these are checking a lot of conditions together. So let's break it down. In this iteration, what is last of X? X is what? First of L. Right. So what is last of X? Chennai?
Chennai.
10F Chennai.
Chennai.
Where you are writing is not visible.
Oh, okay. Now?
Now it's
Yes, well, now
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Chennai, then what is it saying? It has to be not equal to what? Last of Y. Y is what? This one. What is last of Y? Madurai.
Madurai.
So is Chennai not equal to
Right.
Madurai? Yes. So this condition is true. But there is and. That means both have to be satisfied, right? What is the next condition? First of rest of X. First tell me what is rest of X? M and Chennai. Right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 What is first of rest of X? M.
M.
And it has to be not equal to what is init of Y? Init means last element ko chhod ke baki. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That means
Yes.
4 and M. And last of init means this element F. So both conditions are satisfied in first iteration, right?
Yeah.
If it is satisfied, then you enter this if block. What is it doing? In ID list, it is adding first of X and first of Y. So currently at the end of first iteration, what is ID list containing? ID list is
come on.
first of X, first of Y. So what is first of X? 2, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And what is first of Y? 4. So this is at the end of what? First iteration, first nested while iteration. Okay. Because this nested loop has to run until what? This length becomes what? 0.
Greater than, yeah.
Length of M becomes 0. Till then it will run. So right now length of M is 3. So after you're done with this if, M is again changed to rest of M. So currently now M is what? Previously M was what? All these 3. Right. Now I want rest of M. That means what?
4F Madurai.
11M Bangalore and 10F Chennai. This much. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will go for
Can you
another
please
iteration.
explain again from second equation?
We have to again check this inner while only.
But we
Okay.
didn't go for L is equal to rest of L. Why we didn't go for that?
This you will go when all the iterations of this inner while is exhausted. That means when length of M has become 0, then you will go to rest of L and again start the iterations. Understood? See, here the main thing you have to check is the position of the curly braces. So this if block ends here and this ends here. Okay. After this, you have to do rest of L. L equals to rest of L. So after all, like for every outer iteration, there are going to be a number of inner while iteration, right?
Yeah.
Depends on the length of M. So after the inner while iterations are over, each time you have to change L to rest of L. Until what? Length of L becomes 1. Okay, so after the first iteration of the inner while, I have ID list 2, 4. Now M is rest of M, that means these 2 elements. Okay, now again we will go for the inner while iteration. Now this was the first iteration. Now we will write the second iteration of the inner while. Correct? So after the second iteration, what you will have? Okay, we have gotten till this. So just by looking at the option, can I eliminate anything? Just look at the options once if you have it with you. I think we can eliminate the last 2 options, right?
Yeah, because we are talking about the first one. Okay. Yeah.
Because my
Why you
ID
need to
list
pass
will
it?
have 2, 4 as the first element. Right? But see the last 2 options. Okay, I'm going to share. Wait. See, this is the question, right? So I have found that ID list has the first element as 2, 4. But in the last two options, can you see 2, 4 anywhere?
No.
No. So I can easily eliminate these two. Now my main thing is between option A and option B. So let's do the next iteration now. Okay. So now this is M. Okay, rest of M. So now tell me what is Y is first of M. So what is first of M now? 11 M Bangalore. Yes. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next, now check again the if condition. What is last of X? Last of X remains same, right? Last of X is still Chennai. Because have I updated X anywhere?
No, it is still inside.
No, I am just doing this iteration. I haven't gone to the outer iteration and changed X. So last of X is still Chennai and last of Y. So these things will remain same. X and Y remain same. Correct? Okay. So last of X is what? Chennai, and this is going to be last of Y is Madurai only. So I think this same thing is going to come. So first of X and first of Y. So basically for all the iterations, I think this is the thing that will come. But list can list. Sorry, come again.
Yeah, it will go for some time because all the iterations will do.
So since in the inner iteration, we are never updating X or Y, right? So this will remain same. Okay. Now, if I do, let's say I have exhausted all the while inner iterations. Now I am doing L equals to rest of L for the next outer iteration. What will it be? And what is rest of L? These three. Right? Because this is original list L. I am taking rest of L. So these three. Now what is X?
4,
First of L. That means 4F Madurai. And what is Y? I'm sorry, what is M? Rest of L. That means these two.
11,
Right? Bangalore and Chennai. Okay. Next. Now you come to again the inner while. So length of M is greater than 0. What is length of M currently? 2. So length of M is 2. Okay. So I will enter the while block. What is Y? Wait, I think we missed something in the last iteration. Y is going to be changed in the inner block. Y should be changed. So in the previous iteration, once we added 2, 4, okay, then after doing rest of M, okay, initially M was what? M was rest of L, that is these three. Let me just erase this. It's getting very... So initially this was M, these three. Okay. Then we did the first iteration in inner while and we got 2 and 4 in ID list. Okay. Then we did M equals to rest of M. That means now M is what? These two. Let's just forget about the outer iteration for now. I'm doing the inner one again. This is the second inner while iteration. Okay. For the first iteration in outer while, this is the second inner while I'm doing now. Okay. So Y became first of M. First of M is what?
11 and 19.
M was rest of L. In like previously, M was rest of L. So all three. Now M has become what? These two. This one and this one. And first of this is what? 11M Bangalore. Okay. So now I'm checking last of X is not equal to last of Y. So what is last of Y now? Bangalore. So Chennai not equal to Bangalore. And this is a little lengthy question. Okay. So rest of X is X is remaining same. What is rest of X? M and Chennai. Okay. So what is first of X? first of rest of X? M and Chennai, and the first is M. X remains this, right? There is no change in X.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Okay. So this remains F, M. And it is not equal to init of Y is what now? 11M. Correct? And what is last of init of Y? That is this.
Yeah.
M. So M not equal to M is wrong. That means this if block will not add anything to ID list. Correct? Because even if one of the conditions is wrong in AND, then it doesn't work. Right? So what will I do? I'll go to the next iteration. Again, M becomes what? Rest of M. So this was M currently. These two. Now what is M? Just this one. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is M. So again, go for what is the length of M now? 1. So will I go for one more iteration? Is it possible?
Yes.
1 is greater than 0? Yes. So now Y becomes what? First of M. So now M has only one element. So this is the first element. So Y is what? 10F Chennai. Clear?
Yeah.
Y is 10F Chennai. Now check again the if condition. This is the third inner while iteration. What is the if condition? Last of X. X is still same, remember. So X is what? Chennai.
It's not
And
equal to last of Y.
not equal to last of Y.
Okay.
Last of Y is this only. There is only one element in here. So what is last of Y? Chennai.
Oh, sorry. Chennai.
Y is now this, right?
Yeah.
So last of Y is Chennai. So by looking at this only, I can tell that this is wrong. So this condition is false. That means again, it won't enter the if block and ID list will remain 2, 4. Nothing is added. Now again, M is rest of M. So if I do another rest of M, what will I get? Empty list. That means length of M becomes 0. Right?
Yes.
So if length is 0, will I do any more iteration?
No.
No. So now I will do this line. L is equal to rest of L. What is rest of L? All these 3. Okay. Remember, this is outer iteration. So L is rest of L. L is now these 3. So now your X will change. Okay. This is very lengthy question.
Yes.
But no issue. See, I think we just need to do one more iteration and we'll find out the answer. See. This is now my L. These 3 elements. This one, Madurai, Bengaluru, and Chennai. So now, what is the length of L? 3.
3.
Correct? Length of L is 3. So I will go for the first iteration. X is what? First of L. That means
4F Madurai.
4F Madurai. M is what? Rest of L. That means these 2, Bangalore and Chennai. Bangalore and Chennai ones. Okay, I'm not writing the whole thing. Now, inner while. While length of M is greater than 0. Length of M is what? 2. So I will enter the while block. Now, this is the first iteration of inner while for the second iteration of outer while. Okay. So what is Y? First of M. What is first of M?
Bangalore.
11M Bangalore. 11M Bangalore. Okay. Then if last of X is not equal to last of Y. So what is last of X? Madurai. It is not equal to last of Y. What is last of Y? Bangalore. So this condition holds. And what is the other condition? What is rest of X? F and Madurai. What is first of rest? F. Not equal to. What is init of Y? 11M.
11M.
And what is last of that? M.
M.
So both conditions hold. Right? So what will I do? Will I add something to ID list?
Yes.
Both conditions hold. So I will enter the if block, right? And what will I add to ID list? Currently ID list is
4
this,
and 11.
2, 4. Now I have to add first of x and first of y. What is first of x currently? 4.
4.
Right? And what is first of y currently? 11.
11.
So now ID list looks like what? It is 2, 4 and 4, 11. But it is not enough to solve the question because in both options there are 2, 4 and 4, 11 present. Right? So I have to check more. Let's check. 1 second. Okay. Till now it is clear, right? Are you having any issues understanding?
Oh, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Okay. So let's go to the next iteration. Now m becomes what? Rest of m. Okay. So what is m now? Rest of m means m was Bangalore and Chennai. Rest means now it is just this 10F Chennai. Yes or no?
Yes.
It is 10F Chennai. So what is the length of m? 1. Right? If length of m is 1, can I do an iteration?
Yes.
Yes, greater than 0.
Yes, I can do. So what is y now? Y is first of m. What is first of m? 10. Is it clear?
Yes.
I'm sorry, not 10. This whole thing actually. 10F Chennai. This whole thing. So now there is only one element. So first and last, both are this element only. Right? So this is first of m. Now check the condition again for the if block. Last of x is what? Madurai. X hasn't changed. Right? What is last of y?
Chennai.
Chennai. So this condition holds. And it is asking first of rest of x, that is f. That remains same. Okay. And what is init of y? First tell me init of y is 10f.
10 and
right? And last of f, last of that init is what? F.
F.
So this fails. Right?
Yes.
That means I would not add anything to ID list. So currently this is what ID list looks like. Okay. Now if I do rest of m becomes empty again. So I cannot do any more iterations. So I will go to line 13 and do rest of L again. So if I do rest of L, now what does L contain? Just these two. Bangalore and Chennai. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So now this is L. Let me erase some part of it. Otherwise. Is it okay if I erase a little bit of it here?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Otherwise, I have to just scroll back and forth. So, yeah. Okay, so this is my L now. Now, what is the length of L? 2.
2.
Right. Bangalore and Chennai, these two last two elements. So length 2 is greater than 1. Okay. So now tell me what is X at this point? What is first of L? 11M Bangalore. Very good. Next, M is rest of L. What is rest of L?
10F Chennai.
10F Chennai. Okay. Now, while length of M is greater than 0, length of M is what? 1.
1.
So, what can I say? I'll have at most 1 iterations, right? I'll have exactly 1 iteration here. Because after this iteration, when I do rest of M, it will be having length 0. Right? Okay. So, inside this iteration, inside this while loop, Y becomes what? First of M. First of M is what? 10. I'm sorry, 10F
Chennai.
Chennai. 10F Chennai. And Now you have again the if condition. So last of X. Now this is X. What is last of X? Bangalore. Right? Is not equal to last of Y. That is Chennai. Fine. This condition is satisfied. And what is the other condition? Tell me what is rest of X? M Bangalore. And what is the first of that? M. Not equal to, again, what is init Y? 10F. What is last of that? F. So M not equal to F. So both conditions hold. That means I will enter the if block and add something to ID list. What will I add to ID list? First of X and first of Y. What is first of X? 11. What is first of Y? 10. So I will add this to ID list. So now, what does my final ID list look like at this point? 2, 4, 4, 11, and 11, 10. After this, I won't have any other iteration. Why? Because M equals to rest M means now length of M has become 0. If you again do rest of L becomes what? Just this one. Right? But we saw that the outer while will only work as long as the length of the list is greater than 1. So if it becomes 1, that means no more iterations. So at the end of the execution of pseudocode, this is my ID list. 2, 4, 4, 11, 11, 10. So let's see if that is there in the option. Yes. So first option is my answer. Clear how I got it?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, right? Anyone has any issues?
What is the
See,
possibility
these
that we
type
will
of
get this?
questions are a little bit lengthy, but they are very straightforward questions. Just make sure that you understand the difference between list of list and only list. So whenever I'm saying first of L, that means the first list in L, because L is a list of lists. Okay. Now, if I say first of L, that means the first element of the first list in L. Understood? These things you have to be a little careful about. Otherwise, these are no-brainers. You don't have to actually think of any logic, right? Everything is given to you. You have to just do the list operations and check.
Ma'am,
Okay.
what did you say about the first of L?
See, in this case, if I ask you what is first of L? First of L is what? The first list. That is 2M Chennai.
2M.
Now, if I ask what is first of L, that is just 2. So these things just keep in mind where the list is coming and where the individual element is coming. Okay.
Please explain this with fourth question. I just confusion of this one.
Fourth of which activity?
This one.
Okay.
You may explain one time, but I am confused in this first of rest of first. Please explain.
Wait 1 second. So do you want me to explain all the options? Is that it?
Yes, ma'am. I am confused in
Okay.
first of all this time.
Okay, listen. I'll go a little quick, so keep up. See, this is list L. First, tell me what is rest of L.
Rest of
The first. Okay, let me take the doc file where I was doing this.
You don't need to illustrate.
Okay.
I will just understood it like this. Just explain more.
Okay, can you see the question?
Yes.
See, for the first option, rest of L is giving what? These two, right? These three.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
See, first start with the innermost list operation, okay? Then gradually go outwards. So next, first of rest of L. So if this is rest of L, what is the first of this? This element?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Yes.
So first of rest of L will give me 4F Madurai. Now, from 4F Madurai, I need the rest, which is what? Other than the first element. So F Madurai, right? That is this list. Then first of this is what? F.
F, yes.
Understood. So A equals to F is true. Now for the second option, again, rest of L is these three elements. What is first of rest of L? This. Init of this is what? You tell me, what is the init of this? This thing?
4F.
मैम लास्ट से हटाते हैं
4F.
So 4 and F.
4F, except Madurai.
And what is the last of this?
F.
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 So
Yes.
again, A equals to F is true. So this option is also true. So last of L. So L is what? All of these four together. What is the last of L? This element?
10F Chennai.
That is 10F Chennai.
Yes.
Yeah.
10F Chennai. Now what is the next list operation? Rest of last.
Yes.
Rest
F
means
Chennai.
these two.
F Chennai.
F and
Yes.
Chennai. And
First
first
would
of
be
these
F.
two is what? F. So again, this
Yes.
option
F.
is also correct. Last
Yes,
option C.
ma'am.
Last of L is again this one only, 10F Chennai. What is the
Yes.
init of this? 10 and F.
10 and F.
Okay. And what is the last of this init? F.
F.
So all
F.
four
This
options
option
are
is also
correct.
correct. Yes.
Yes.
ma'am.
Understood.
Understood?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Okay. Any other activity
Ma'am,
questions?
ma'am, in question number 5,
Hmm.
if
Question
the
number
length
5,
of
the one
M
we
is,
just did.
yes, ma'am. If
Okay.
length of M is just 1, then we are taking Y as same as M. Why don't we take the first element of M?
Just repeat your question one more time, please.
Ma'am, if the length of M is 1,
Hmm.
then we are, for the Y, we are taking the complete M.
See, if length of M is
Why we are
1,
not taking
if
just
length
the
of
first
M is
element?
1, then there is only one element. So why, whether you take first of M or last of M, it doesn't matter. It will just give one element only. Okay. If you have one element in the list, then that is your first element, that is your last element. Right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Is that the question?
No, ma'am, suppose we have M like 4F Madurai, for example.
Hmm.
And we are writing Y also the same. For the first time, we are writing all the 3, 4F Madurai. Why we are
Yes.
not just taking the
See,
4?
M is what? Look, M is, first of all, you tell me what is M. M is a list of lists. So even if it has one element, like you said, even if it has 4F Madurai, it looks like this. Understood? So what is
Yeah.
the element? This is the element. This whole thing is the element. This list is the element, not individual elements. This is what I was talking about. Be careful about this. M is a list of lists because M is taken from where? Rest of L. Rest of L is what? L is itself a list of lists. So the rest of it will also be a list of list. So even if you have one element, that is also in the form of a list only. Okay, these are not individual elements. Now if I ask you that, okay, find the rest of first of M. In that case, you will get, okay, tell me this. What is the, if this is M, then what is this? First tell me what is rest of M? What is rest of M? F and Madurai, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And what is the first of that? F. So
F.
that way you can extract the individual elements. But in the list M itself, this whole thing is one element. This whole list is one element. Okay.
Okay, got it, ma'am, now.
Yeah. So practice question, should we start or any more activity doubts?
Ma'am, in the first
Please start
question
practice assignment.
which we discussed in the class, can you show the first question 5.2?
5.2. 1 second.
First question.
It was the reverse one, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in that thing, do we have to memorize or is there any
No,
logic?
see, whenever you're appending it, see, usually what do we do? If I have a list L and I want to append some element, so I write L equals to L plus plus the element I want to append. If I write it in the reverse order, right? If I write it element plus plus L, so it will add from the back. Okay, it will add in reverse order.
So, ma'am,
That's all you have.
any logic behind it? Or do we have to just...
No, that is, it is just syntax. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So if you write in that way, you are taking in reverse order. That's all.
Sorry, this out of the same box. So Python doesn't have this concept, am I right? Plus plus.
No, Python doesn't. No. Okay, there is one thing in Python. Okay, it's okay. I will not discuss that right now because you don't have I have to consider that some persons are here who don't have idea about Python, so I will not discuss that. Anyway, you can ask that to the Python instructors. They can better tell you.
Yeah, I need to wait for the next semester.
Yeah. So activity, I think I have taken all doubts. So let's start practice.
Yep.
Okay. First, tell me what doubts do you have from practice? Let's take those first because we don't have much time left.
Question number second.
3 and 4.
One by one. Okay, let me first ask. Practice. Can you see the screen? Wait.
No, ma'am.
Question number 2, 3, 4.
Wait. Okay.
Ma'am.
Question
excuse
one.
me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am. Ma'am, activity 5.6 again question, ma'am.
Activity is still left. Okay, wait.
5.6 again question. Second question, ma'am.
This one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this explode is a procedure. So what does this do? Let explode W returns a list of characters of word in the same order as they're in the word. So if you're passing the word, say, thinking as a parameter in this explode procedure, then it will return you all the letters of that word as elements of a list. Okay. So what is the procedure doing? See, it is basically checking for palindrome. Okay.
Yes.
What is a palindrome? That a word that reads the same from forward as well as backward, like the word madam, M-A-D-A-M. So this reads M-A-D-A-M if you read it from left to right. Again, from right to left, if you read it is still M-A-D-A-M. Right? These are palindrome words. So it is checking for these palindromes. So how it is checking? See, I'm just going to quickly tell this because I need to finish practice too. So procedure is palindrome is taking some word as its procedure, as its parameter. Okay. Then in line 2, L is what? L is the list that will contain whatever this explode procedure returns. So explode returns what? A list of the letters of the word that we're passing as parameter. Correct? So if this thinking word is passed as parameter, okay, that is what I'm taking as example. So while length of L is greater than 2. So tell me, if this is present in L, what is the length of L? This thinking list is present in L. What is the length?
8.
8, ma'am.
8. Right? There are 8 elements. So 8 is greater than equal to 2. Okay, I think it's better to write this.
Yes, ma'am. You can explain us orally. We can understand.
I didn't think it would take so much time to just do the
Yes, ma'am.
activity once.
Yes.
Because my main goal was to do practice today. Okay, no problem.
Yes, ma'am. Palindrome.
See, who asked this question? Some girl asked it. What's your name?
Ma'am, Renu.
Okay. So you watch carefully. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Look, I am taking some palindrome word as an example instead of this thinking. Okay, that will make more sense. Let's take this word madam. Okay, so explode. In parenthesis, I have this word given. So what will this return? It will return the list M, A, D, A, M. Right? This is stored where? In L. See, L equals to explode W. That means whatever this explode returns, it will be stored in L. So right now, what is the length of L?
5.
5. Correct. Now, while length is greater than equal to 2, so 5 is greater than equal to 2. So first iteration. What is, I'm writing the iterations here. What is element 1? First of L. What is first of L? M. Right?
Yes,
What is
ma'am.
element 2? Last of L. Last of L is also M.
M.
So how do
M.
I check palindrome? I check if the first element from here and the first element from here match. If it is a palindrome, it should be a match, right? See. If element 1 is not equal to element 2, then return false. As soon as I see in palindrome, this is the best thing is that you can eliminate the possibility in the first iteration only. That can also happen. So if a word has the first letter and last letter different, then it can never be a palindrome, right?
Oh,
For it to be
Yes,
a
ma'am.
palindrome, first letter and last letter should be same, right?
correct.
So I am checking is element 1 not equal to element 2. In this case, this is false. These are both equal, right? So I won't return false. Instead, I'll go to step 9 and L becomes what? First tell me
Unit
what
of
is rest of L? Rest of L is this part, right? Then init of this. Init of this means basically I am removing the first and the last element. So I'm getting what? A, D, A. Clear up to this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next iteration of the while, that is second iteration. Now what is element 1? Quick, tell me. A.
A.
What is element 2?
A.
Yeah.
Again, if condition will be A not equals to A, which is false. So I'll go to
Yes.
step 9, which is, what is rest of L now? Rest of L is DA.
D.
And init of that is
A.
what? Just D. So only D is present. So what is the length of L now?
1.
1. So no more iterations because length has to be greater than equal to 2. So return true. That means it is a palindrome, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear now, this question? So what is the
Yes,
actual
ma'am, I
question
got it.
asking? Okay. So it will return true if W is a palindrome. Okay. So is it returning true? This I checked for an odd palindrome. Will it return true for even palindromes? Let's take an even palindrome.
No,
Thinking was a even
No,
palindrome.
ma'am.
Why will it not return true for even palindromes? Anyone explain?
The element won't be 2 in the last thing. It will be 2. So it won't be 1.
So can you give me an example of an even palindrome? Wait.
Thinking is an even palindrome. Right?
Thinking is not a palindrome at all.
Oh, sorry. Not thinking. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me. Noon. Okay, N-O-O-N. Noon is an even palindrome. Correct?
Yeah.
Wait, let's write this quickly. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
yeah, ma'am.
Okay, let's quickly check for this. Okay, so I am taking explode noon. It is an even palindrome. That is palindrome with even letter count, right? So L is what? L is N-O-O-N. Okay. What is length of L? 4.
4.
So first iteration of while loop. What is element 1? N.
N.
What is element 2?
N.
Again N. If statement checks is N not equal to N. This is wrong. So
False.
L is init of rest of L. What is rest of L? O-O-N. What is the init of that? Double O. So L is what? O and O. What is the length of L now?
2.
2. So 2 is greater than equal to 2. Fine. One more iteration I can do. What is the second iteration? So now this is my L. What is element 1?
Oh,
O. What is element 2? Again O.
oh,
Now, if statement is O not equal to O. No.
False.
So false. That means L is what now? Again, init of rest of L. So what is rest of L? Rest of L is just O.
Empty.
And what is init of this? Init of this means empty.
last second.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Empty.
So now L has become what? Length of L is 0. So no more iterations, right? So I will return
Yes,
true.
ma'am.
So this is returning true for both odd and even. That should not be the case. Let me check once. This is not an MSQ.
Could you try with dad or mom, which is an order? MOM or DAD.
Yes, ma'am. You can also try it with
Any
level.
odd palindrome. See, so
Level.
basically it is returning true for odd and even. That means if W is a palindrome, that means it will return true. So your option A is correct. W is a palindrome.
Yeah.
So as long as it's a palindrome, it will return true regardless of the letter count, odd or even. Correct. So option A. Okay. Now can I do practice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait, I will ask, okay? Don't say all at the same time. This question, anyone has any issue?
No, ma'am.
No.
This one?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Here?
Second one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the question saying? Let me take a screenshot. Question visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is it saying? The following pseudocode is executed using words dataset. What is words dataset? Each card has some word written on it and the part of speech and the letter count, right? And some sequence number is there. So assume that the rows in table 1 are sorted in increasing order of sequence number. That is, sequence number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 like this in increasing order. What will word list represent at the end of execution? Okay, so let's break down the pseudocode. List L is what? First initially empty and flag variable is initially true. Then I assign one more empty list called word list. While table 1 has more rows, read the first row X in table 1. If flag means when will I enter the if block if flag is true, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So initially flag is true. So this is the first iteration of while block and flag is true. So I have entered the if block. L is appended with the word that is present in your card that you picked, right? So L will contain the card. L will contain the word. Flag is then set to false. Okay. Now next if X word ends with a full stop, then again you will do what? Append X dot word to L. Okay. And word list will also be appended with the list L. So what can I say about word list? It is a list of lists.
Ma'am, please repeat from line 6.
Look, if flag is true, then the word that is present in the card X that you just picked up, that is appended to the list L. Okay. And then flag is set to false. After this, I will come here. Line 9. If the X dot word, that is the card that I've picked, if the word ends with a full stop, that is it is at the end of a sentence, then
Yes.
I will append it to L. Okay. I will append it to L and word list will also be appended with the list L itself. So word list becomes what? List of lists.
Okay.
And L is then again initialized as an empty list and flag is true. I think it's better if I show you the solution PDF from there if I explain, because this will take more time if I do it this way. Just 1 second. I have to hurry up because you have only today, right? Tomorrow you have to submit.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the Monday session, did you have a class on week 5? When was the first session on week 5? Yesterday.
Yes, ma'am, yesterday.
Yes, ma'am, yesterday.
So Monday, what did you do in Monday session?
No,
Or did you not have a session on Monday?
No,
Ma'am,
Monday was also the session. We just revised yesterday theory.
ma'am,
Oh,
I
okay.
have a solution for this. There was a session on the 10th, so 3 days back, wherein the whole practice assignment has been discussed.
The practice has
So
been discussed.
yeah, so I mean, if uh,
So
everyone has a
these
doubt, they
queries
can
were
refer to
not.
the
Yeah, you can
recording.
then just check the recording, because if it is done once, why will I repeat this? That
It's
is what I'm
just
thinking.
done
I mean,
once.
that's what 3 sessions are for. One is for theory, one is for activity, one is for practice. So is that okay? Can you check that session? Because it is there. If you do not understand anything, you can ask me on discourse, okay? Or you
We
can
don't
just
have a
mail the
discourse
question
ID
to me.
yet.
No,
We
it's
don't have a
okay. Even the qualifier students, you can just mail the personally. You can mail it to me. Okay.
So for that, can you just write down your email ID?
I am sending. Wait. Is it for sure week 5 practice was discussed?
Ma'am, I have the
Ma'am, I
recording in
don't
front of
know.
me right now. I had referred to it, so yeah.
Okay, just check it once in
Can
your
you share?
YouTube, right?
Can you share a link?
But I
Of
didn't
the
get
recording
that
you want?
meeting.
A recording.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. Just a minute.
I think you can find it in the IITM BS degree channel under CD playlist then.
It was a
See,
TA session.
If we see the
So TA
recording, then
session.
how we will ask the doubt if we have in between?
Okay, it
Because
was
I
TA
didn't get that
session.
meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
TA session.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am,
check
that's
this.
a
I
TA
am
session.
leaving. Okay, listen. I am leaving my email here, but I will take just 1 or 2 questions. Let me solve since it was TA session. So, okay. Let's do this second question that we were doing. Okay. Okay, can you see the PDF? Solution PDF visible?
Yes.
Okay. So this was our problem, right? So what is the solution saying? That in this pseudocode, there is only one while loop, and inside this, there are 2 non-nested if blocks. Non-nested if means they are independent of each other. Understood? That means
Yes.
both the if blocks will be checked.
Yes.
Initially, variable flag is initialized with true. As the first word from the table 1 is read, it will be appended to list L, like we saw here. As soon as, see, in line 4, we are reading the first word, and in line 6, since flag is true initially, it is appended to list L. Correct? Next, it is saying, after I append it to list L, flag is set to false. And when we reach to the word which ends with a full stop, or the last word of a sentence, the last word is appended to list L, and then list L is appended to word list. So what is happening? See, for any of the words that are not ending with a full stop, okay, let's say I am starting, the first card that I picked up is the first word of some sentence, so it doesn't end with full stop. But flag is true at this point, so I will append it to list L and I will set flag to false. But the second if will be violated, right? Because it doesn't end with a full stop. Second if comes true only for those words which end with a full stop, right? So,
Yes.
when will those words be added? Those words are added when flag is false, right? Because once you have added, after the first iteration only flag becomes false. So this one will never become true again, correct? Unless I have entered the second if block. Okay, let me explain it in a better way. See, first flag was true initially. Let's say the first card that I picked, X, contains a word which is the first word of a sentence. Clear? Up to this? It is the first word of a sentence. So flag is true. So I added that word to list L and assigned false to flag. Now, will I be able to append anything to list L until flag becomes true in this block? I'm asking in the first if block. the first if block only works when flag is true, right? So after flag is false, when is flag again assigned true? In line 13?
Yeah.
When will I reach line 13? Only when I reach the word that is at the end of a sentence. So if X word ends with a full stop, only then I will enter this block.
Yes.
So let's say now I have reached the, firstly I had the first word from a sentence. For that I added it to L. Now when I go for the second word, flag is false at this point. Okay. So will I add it to L? Will I add it to L? Yes or no? I think you're getting confused. Wait. See. Let's say the first word is added to L. Okay. I'm calling it word 1. So if was initially flag was true, so this if block is satisfied. So I add the word 1 to L. So L contains word 1. This is the first word in a sentence. And now flag is set to false. Now tell me, until I reach the last word of this sentence, will I be able to add anything to L?
No, ma'am.
No. Because only when flag is true, then I will be able to add anything to L in this block. And when I reach the end of a sentence, then I'll be able to enter this block and set flag to true. Right?
Yes.
So what is L containing? The first and last words of the sentences.
Of each sentence.
Of each sentence.
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yes.
See, once that is done, that is once first and last words of a single sentence is added to word list, then L is again reinitialized to empty. That means word list will look like what? Word list is a list of lists. Okay. It will be, who is this person? Mute yourself. Don't do this. Okay. So it will have the first word and last word of every sentence. First and wait. First and last of first sentence, then again first and last of second sentence. Like this, word list will look. Understood? So what are the options given to me? It is saying option A. That is list of ordered pairs of first and last words of each sentence of words dataset. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, right? Whoever asked the question, some boy asked. Is it clear?
Yes.
Sure. Don't just say yes for the sake of it. If it's not clear, tell me. Okay. So next question, let's go. Number 3, 4. Do you have any doubt here? Anyone?
This one, please explain. Third one, this fifth line.
Fifth line for each
Fifth
B
line.
in A.
Yes.
Okay. Just let me just take the whole pseudocode.
I have sent the link of this TA session in the chat box.
Okay. Thank you. So you can check out that, okay? Because apparently everything was discussed. Anyway, let's do this. Is the word doc visible?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what is the pseudocode doing. Firstly, L is what? L is a list containing element 0. LA is what? A list of lists containing these elements. LB and LC are empty lists. Okay, so for each A in LA, that means each of these elements, there are 3 elements. For each A in LA, nested for each is what? For each B in A. So A list, 1 second. A is what? Each of these inner lists.
Yes.
So first iteration, let's take first iteration of outer And this is first iteration of inner. So in the first iteration of outer, what is the A? 1. Right? For each A in LA, that is the first element of A is 1. Correct? Now nested is saying for each B in A. So in this A, how many elements are present? Only 1. So 1.
Only one.
So what are you checking now? LB is equal to B plus plus LB. What is this? Reverse addition? Right?
Yes.
So what are you going to add to LB?
1.
It will first go to the end and then start adding back. Right? It will first complete the iterations. See. Wait, let me open this. Look. So it is saying in the pseudocode, 2 lists L and LA are given. List L has 1 element and the element of list L is an integer, whereas elements of list LA is a list. So every element of list LA is a list itself and element of list E is just 0. It is not a list, it is an element. Okay. Next, it is saying, now let us investigate the loop. There is a nested for each loop in the pseudocode. The outer for each loop reads the elements of list LA, like I said. So the first list 1, this was the first element of list LA. Elements of LA is denoted as A, and the inner for each loop reads the elements of A. That means for each loop, now we are reading the elements within that loop. That is, each element A is a loop, is a list, right? So within that list, I'm reading each element using the inner for each. So basically, how am I traversing? See, let's say the outer for each picked this element 1, 2 in a list. Okay, I'm just telling you as an example. If this is the element, the outer for each picked 1 and 2. Okay, list 1 and 2. So the inner for each will traverse what? 1 and 2 individually, right? That is each B in A. So this is my A, 1, 2 list. Correct?
Yes.
Look, it is mainly just the question of nested for each, nothing else. So inside inner for each loop, B is appended to list B at the first position. And in the next line, B is added to first element of list L. Okay. So firstly, inside each for each loop, inside the inner for each, what is happening? Inside the inner for each, I am appending B to LB. Okay. But in the first position, not in the end. Okay. So whenever I add in the beginning, this means B is getting added to the beginning of the list. Okay. So inside the inner for each, B is appended to list B at the first position, and in next line, B is added to the first element of list L. See, first of L plus B. So what is first of L? 0. 0 plus B. What is it? 1. Right? What is B? Tell me what is B?
For
1.
First?
Yes, for first iteration. B is 1.
Yes. Yes.
So 0 plus 1 is going to be what? 1. Okay. That is what it is doing. So just crack this part, 5 to line 8. This is where the main thing is happening. Now, after the inner iterations are finished, like here only one time it will iterate because the first LA element only has 1 element in it. Okay, only one time the inner loop will iterate. Then LC will become what? LB plus plus LC. That means whatever is present in this LB list is going to be appended to the beginning of LC list, which is empty right now.
Yes.
And then again, LB will be reinitialized to empty list. Okay.
Yes.
Again, it is initialized to empty list. So for the next outer iteration, now outer iteration A is picking what? 1, 2. This second element in LA. Right. Now for each B in A, so first it will take 1. So LB will have what? Again, 1 plus plus LB. That means 1 is getting again added to the beginning. Okay. And L is what now? First of L plus B. So first of L is what? 1 plus 1. Okay. Now one more iteration is possible for 2.
For 2. Yes.
So now B is what? 2. That is getting added to the beginning of LB. And L is now what? First of L plus B. That is 2 plus 2. So like this, you have to keep adding. That is what is the question is asking. What will be the value of L at the end of execution? So you just keep adding the numbers. I think the value should be the sum of all of this basically.
Yes,
so
ma'am,
1 plus
10.
1 plus 2 plus 6 here. So
Plus
10.
1 plus 2, 6, 10. Yes.
Can you do this now?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please share this solution PDF in the chat box?
It is given to you, right?
No,
In
no,
the
no.
portal only.
It's
It
not
has not
available
been
yet in
uploaded
this
yet. It's still V4 only.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, I'll upload it. Wait. So if I give this PDF to you, can you do one thing? Just go through the PDF. If you still have any issues, you can ask me in my mail. Okay, I've shared my mail ID. Okay, let
Actually,
me
this type
download
of
it.
solution helps a lot.
Yeah, I know. Yes. But you know what? Do one thing. Don't look at the solution first. First, you solve. If you look at the solution, then you'll never learn how to solve it yourself, right? So you solve first. Which questions you get stuck at, you cannot solve after trying 3 or 4 times. Then you look at the solution. Okay, I'm giving you the PDF. That's okay. See. Okay, I've pasted it in your chat box. Can you see it?
Yes, we got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
so
so much.
yeah, no problem. But first, you try to solve it yourself. And then any problem you face after this PDF, even if you can't understand, you mail me personally. I will explain.
And
Okay.
because of a statement in the question, or should have got me suffered from whole question.
Sorry, come again.
I'm saying that because of one statement, one or two statement in the schedule board, we suffer from whole question. That's why we are not able to solve that.
One
Since
or
we are
two
not
statements are not familiar.
Yes, ma'am. That's why I suffer with this question.
Like
Now I
which,
understand.
what kind of statements are you getting stuck at? Tell me.
For this,
Like
for
this
each B in it,
LB is
now I
B plus
understand.
plus LB, like this.
Actually, these kind.
No, not this.
Yeah,
For
actually,
fifth
these
line.
kind of codes are new.
Okay, tell me
As
in
well.
this question, which line you are actually getting stuck at? Line 7.
For each, no, 5. For each B in it.
See, nested, whenever you are having a nested iteration, right, you have to depend on the outer iteration. So the outer iteration is picking some list. Okay, since LA is what? A list of list. So each element is a list itself. Okay, so every time the outer for each block picks an element, it is a list. This much you agree? Now when you come to the inner
Yes.
loop, you are traversing through that list, that A, that LA picked. Okay, that the outer block picked. So inner will always work on whatever the outer has selected. Okay. To get familiar with this, to get more fluent in this, just practice more questions. It will come to you.
Yes.
Okay. So just go through the solutions. If you have any issues, just email me. And yeah, okay. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, 1 second.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I have a general doubt regarding the week 4 graded assignment marks, ma'am.
Okay. What is it?
So, in the if I go to the computational thinking subject, and inside that when I go to grades and see my marks for week 4, it's showing 80%. But in the dashboard where we have like below the subject all weeks marks we have, it's showing 90%. Which one is the
Okay.
correct
Can you
one?
do?
I
Can
think
you
you
do
saw
one
the
thing?
peer average.
What?
I think you saw the peer average. There was
No,
total and peer average.
I can read English. I clearly saw it was week 4 CT.
Yeah. You are talking
Okay.
about
Graded assignment.
after the
Okay.
qualifier
No
they have
issue.
updated it.
See, if it is, just wait for 1 or 2 days. If it is not solved, you just do one thing. Are you on discourse? Are you a qualified student?
Yes, ma'am. I qualified.
So you're on discourse, right?
I guess.
No, but I think for the qualified people till now they haven't given the access to
No,
discourse.
okay, yes, ma'am. They
The
have.
Yes,
official
ma'am. We
ID is
have
not
not.
given.
Not
Yes,
yet.
ma'am.
No,
We are
ma'am.
not having the
Okay,
access
okay,
of
okay.
discourse.
Okay, not an issue. If it is not fixed within 1 or 2 days, you got my email ID, right? You just attach the
Yes, ma'am.
screenshots of whatever is your issue and you send it to me. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, where did we get the access of this discourse from this time? There were some
Discourse
houses
access, I am
also.
not exactly sure about the dates. Maybe you can ask Piyush sir in the next session. He will know. Okay.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
even
there
they
was
have
a
extended the registration date tomorrow. Till tomorrow they have extended, I think, right?
Okay. I'm not exactly sure about the dates. I think the support team can help you regarding that.
Ma'am, some of are discussing for house also. What is this house and all?
I'm not aware. I think it is the regarding hostels. Like there are some houses according to hostels or something. Or some actually there is a student committee also. So there also houses are there. I think it's regarding that.
Yeah,
Okay.
ma'am.
So all of these issues you can ask support and they will help you out. Okay.
When will Q2 will happen?
Quiz 2 will happen this month end, I think.
4th of
Exactly,
August.
I'm not sure. Or it is either August first week, I think, or yes, August
Yeah,
first week, most
4th of
probably.
August.
4th of August.
4th of
Yeah,
August.
4th of August. Okay. Yes.
What's the syllabus for it? Week 5 to 8
Weeks
or
1 to 8.
week 1
Weeks
to
1 to 8.
okay,
No,
ma'am.
beginning to 8. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
So we have
Yeah.
different we have different syllabus for different subject, I guess.
No, for all subjects, so quiz 2 is
No,
on
ma'am,
weeks 1 to 8.
No, ma'am, but in statistics, Prashant sir said that the syllabus is from week 5 to week 8.
Yes, yeah,
No,
ma'am.
Okay,
It's
okay,
all
maybe
the
then,
subjects are
but
1 to 8.
in
Yes, ma'am, he
CT
said
it is 1 to 8 only.
All 1 to 8.
Okay.
As far as I know, all subjects it is 1 to 8. But yeah, if instructor has said to you, then it might be. I'm not sure. But for
Yes,
CT,
ma'am.
it is 1 to 8.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to close the session.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day.
Yeah. Yeah. You too.